You wake up on a random Monday morning with a sudden, overwhelming surge of ambition. You look in the mirror and tell yourself that this is the week everything finally changes. You are going to wake up early, you are going to work out, you are going to build that business, and you are going to completely transform your life. You buy the expensive planner, you download the productivity apps, and for the first 2 days, you are an absolute machine. You feel unstoppable. But then, day 4 arrives. It is raining outside. You did not sleep well. The initial excitement has completely evaporated, and suddenly, the very tasks that made you feel alive 3 days ago now feel like an unbearable physical weight. You negotiate with yourself. You say you will just take 1 day off to recover. You will start again tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. 1 day of rest turns into a week turns into a month, and before you know it, you are right back exactly where you started, swallowed by guilt and asking yourself the same painful question: why can I never just stay consistent? You believe you lack willpower. You believe you are lazy. But the truth is far more insidious. You are not lazy. You have simply fallen victim to the greatest psychological trap of modern self-improvement. You are addicted to motivation. We have been brainwashed by a culture of endless highlight reels and dramatic movie montages to believe that motivation is the fuel required for success. We are taught that you must feel a burning desire, a massive surge of inspiration, before you can take action. But this is a devastating lie. Motivation is not a strategy, motivation is an emotion. And just like happiness, sadness, or anger, motivation is biologically designed to be temporary. It is a chemical spike in your brain, an acute rush of dopamine that exists strictly to initiate an action, not to sustain it over a long period of time. When you rely on motivation to get your work done, you are building your entire future on the most unstable foundation imaginable. You are telling your brain that action is conditional, that you only have to do the hard things when the emotional weather is perfectly sunny. But the reality of achieving anything meaningful is that 90% of the process is incredibly boring, tedious, and difficult. If you wait until you feel like doing the work, you will spend your entire life waiting. The reason you quit on day 4 is that your brain realizes the cheap dopamine is gone. In the beginning, just imagining your success gave you a massive chemical reward. Buying the new running shoes felt like an achievement. Writing down a list of grand goals released the same chemicals as actually accomplishing them. But when it comes time to execute, when you have to face the cold, hard friction of reality, the dopamine crashes. Your brain, which is evolutionarily wired to conserve energy and seek immediate comfort, starts pulling the alarm. It begs you to stop the uncomfortable activity and return to the safety of instant gratification. It wants you to pick up your phone and scroll through endless short videos because that provides a high-reward chemical spike for absolutely zero effort. You are not fighting a lack of character. You are fighting millions of years of human biology that wants you to sit still and conserve calories. To break this vicious cycle and actually transform your life, you have to completely divorce your actions from your emotions. You must accept a harsh but liberating truth. How you feel about the work is completely irrelevant to whether or not the work needs to be done. The people you admire, the ones who achieve greatness, do not possess a magical, endless supply of motivation. They feel the exact same fatigue, the exact same doubt, and the exact same desire to stay in bed that you do. The only difference is that they have stopped negotiating with their feelings. They have replaced the fragile emotion of motivation with the unbreakable iron of discipline. Discipline is not a punishment. Discipline is the ultimate form of self-love and self-respect. It is the ability to make a promise to yourself and actually keep it, regardless of the emotional turbulence you are experiencing in the moment. Building this level of discipline requires a fundamental shift in your identity. You cannot just focus on the goal you want to achieve, you must focus on the type of person you are trying to become. If you want to get fit, do not tell yourself you are trying to lose weight. Tell yourself you are an athlete, and then ask yourself, what does an athlete do on a rainy Tuesday morning when they are tired? They show up. When you tie your habits to your identity, breaking them feels like a violation of who you are. You must stop relying on explosive, heroic bursts of effort and instead embrace the quiet, unglamorous power of micro-habits. Do not commit to reading a book a week, commit to reading one single page every night before sleep. Do not commit to a 2-hour grueling workout, commit to putting on your shoes and walking for 10 minutes. Make the barrier to entry so ridiculously low that your brain cannot possibly invent an excuse not to do it. The secret to a transformed life is not found in a sudden burst of inspiration. It is found in the relentless, boring, unsexy repetition of small daily acts. It is found in the moments when no one is watching, when there is no applause, when you are exhausted, and you choose to execute anyway. Stop waiting for the perfect feeling. Stop waiting for the magical wave of motivation to carry you to the finish line. The wave is not coming. It is just you, the work, and the choice you make right now. Shift your mindset. Embrace the boredom of consistency. Do the work when you feel absolutely nothing, and watch as your entire world begins to change.